Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel So Little Time, and my name is Karen. So I hope you're all doing really well, and thank you very much for joining me today. Today I thought I'd start off with my me-made wardrobe that I've been making throughout the summer this year. I've made about 20 odd items and I just haven't had the chance to get on and do a video to share all my makes with you. So I'm going to do this sort of in fits and starts really. So I'm starting today with a make that I'm wearing to go off to work in, and then throughout this video you'll probably see that the days will change as I wear my me-mades, and the ones that I'm not wearing because they are more summer appropriate, I'll share those in another section of the video and just do that separately, because I think this is probably the easiest way to get all my makes in near enough one video. I might have to split it over two. We will see how we go. So it's morning. The lighting isn't great, so I do apologise for that. Since having our renovations done at home, we have moved the light in our bedroom, so now it is in the centre of the room because that serves us much better, and I can sit and do my hair and makeup on a morning much better because I can actually see what I'm doing. But it does mean that the light isn't above me as it used to be, so I think that probably doesn't serve the video as well as it did before. So I do apologise for that because the mornings are obviously getting darker here now. So I'm going to share with you then what I'm wearing to work today, and I've got just a ready to wear pair of black trousers on from Next today, which are sort of like a wide leg stretchy pant, and I really like those. They go with quite a lot of things in my wardrobe, but I am wearing it with the Samara top, which is by Tilly and the Buttons. Now, back in the summer when I made this, I did have quite a few issues with regards to the fit. So the way that this is now, it isn't actually how the pattern is originally, and is slightly different to the way that it should look, essentially. I sort of jumped on the bandwagon when I saw Becky from What Beck Sews and Adele from Sew for Serenity, they had made it. And I thought, oh, it looks a really versatile kind of top to wear to work, and just a sort of an easy throw on top really that you can wear also with jeans and things. But when I went ahead and made it, I was really disappointed with how the fit was on me, and it just didn't really suit my body shape. So I decided not to give up on it and to try and salvage it as much as possible, because I absolutely love this fabric that I've made it in, which is a Liberty fabric, which I actually won from Minerva as part of the dressmaking kit for the Elodie wrap dress. But I decided not to use it for that because I didn't want to do that pairing. I do still want to make that dress, but that's another story. Yeah, so the top itself is slightly different. So if I recall, the actual pattern itself is a V-neck. There isn't any other options, and I think it would be nice if there was a round neck, but I'm pretty sure that you could change that up quite adequately yourself if you needed to, and it is a relaxed loose kind of style fitting top as well, and it has I think different sleeve options. The reason I'm saying I think is because I don't actually have the pattern anymore, because I fell out of love when making it and knew that I wasn't going to be making it again. I decided to sell it on my Vinted account, and that is what I've done. So I don't have it to hand anymore, but I'll insert actually some stock photos so you can just see the different images that are available in the variations of this pattern really. So I think there is a cropped version of this top and a longer version. There's one with the sort of balloon style sleeves with elasticated wrist, and then you've got a shorter one which I think is just straight, and I think then there's one also like 3/4 length with elasticated wrist, you know, sort of just below your elbow, if I recall. I went with the longer version because I wanted to enable myself to tuck it into tops, tuck it into trousers, and I went with the full sleeve with the elasticated wrist, and obviously the V-neck. Now, I made the size, I think it was the size 2 or 3, or maybe graded between the two. I can't actually remember now, but I did size down quite a lot in comparison to the size that I'd usually make for Tilly and the Buttons, which is usually a standard size 4 for me. And yeah, I just found that it came up really, really big and just didn't do me any justice really for my body shape. So I'll pan you down so you can see the top itself, because I have made quite a big change to it in the fact that I've just literally taken it in all the way down the sides here, just so it actually just skims over my hip area here. I haven't changed the length at all. That is the standard length, and I have actually used bias binding on the bottom to keep the length as long as possible so that I can tuck it into my sort of high-waisted trousers. They're not mega high, but they sort of come up to here, and these are just you know, elasticated ones, and then you've got the elastic in the wrist section there, and I've actually turned that under because I prefer the way it looks. If I pull it down properly, you'll see that the sleeves are slightly longer, but I just prefer it to sort of drape over the elastic a little bit rather than be like that. So I did use a slightly thicker elastic as well, just to make it easier to feed into the channel. And I think I was just using what I had, to be honest. So yeah, I just tuck that under just to sort of give that a bit more of a balloony style sleeve like that. The V-neck is quite a nice sort of height. It's not too low, so it's perfect for work, so I don't actually flash anything. But I do think that V-necks aren't really my favourite thing to wear. I don't think they suit me as much as a round neck does. So if I was to have made this top again, I definitely would have changed it to sort of more of a scoop, or maybe even a slash neck, maybe something like that. But yeah, I took it in literally from about here. You can probably see the difference in, I can feel where I've taken it in. I left this bit here the same, and then I took it in from here all the way down under the arms and down the sides there, and I think I just graded back out to where it was, so it's probably just about here that I paused of taking it in. So there was a good wedge actually that I took off on each side, exactly the same. You can kind of see where it balloons there and then it goes in, and I much prefer that shape on me. It's still not one of my most favourite tops. I don't know if that's a combination of the style itself and the fabric that I've used, I'm not really sure, but it is just one that I wanted to salvage, and I thought it would serve its purpose at work. I can wear it at work during the cooler months because, like I say, we do have the air conditioning in the office to turn it as hot or as cold as we like, and it's perfect for in the summer as well, you know, and it does pair up quite nicely with a skirt that I've got as well, but it goes quite nicely with jeans and with trousers. But I do tend to wear it more to work rather than out of work because it's not my usual style. So that is the Samara top by Tilly and the Buttons. It is one that is a super easy make, I will say, but it's just not one for me and not one that I will be repeating. But I am glad that I was able to salvage this because I did feel a little bit disappointed that I didn't like how it was at the end. Right, so moving on to a make that is much more me. As you can see, I am wearing my Old Faithful style, which is my love of a pinafore dress. I made this one earlier this year. I have shared it on my Instagram, so you may well have seen this already. I don't think I've shared it on a video, maybe very briefly when I was wearing something else, and I've probably quickly flashed it, I think. But this is the Emily Pinafore by Bobbins and Buttons, and I absolutely love this pinafore for the simple reason that it is an A-line shape, which really suits my body. In the past, I've made various Cleos from Tilly and the Buttons, but they always had a very sort of fitted shape around the hip area, and I just found that that didn't really suit me. So I did make a change to that pinafore style dress back in the day when I used to make quite a lot of them, but then when this one got released, it was much more my style because of the A-line shape. So I've made various versions of this as well. So I was approached earlier this year by a company called Long & Craft. I believe that's what they're called. They're not based in the UK. I can't actually remember where they are based, but they asked me if I'd be willing to source some fabric from them in return for sharing on my social media, which I did so. And I saw this lovely corded fabric that they got, and I thought I'd give that a go, as I knew I would definitely wear that style in a pinafore, and also I do love a navy blue. I've got it paired today with a Coco top that I made at Christmas last year to wear with my sequin pinafore dress, which I'm sure will come out again this year. But yeah, this one is just a classic style for me. I absolutely love this shape. I love the versatility of being able to wear a pinafore dress. It just suits my day-to-day life when I'm running around after the kids. You can dress it up, you can dress it down, you know, and so I'm actually wearing this to work today because at work the sort of attire is fairly relaxed in the school, which is quite nice. So I can actually wear trainers on a day, as long as you don't look like you're wearing jogging bottoms and things like that. You can actually style yourself down rather than looking really posh, which is quite nice because you do then tend to feel quite comfortable. So I shall pan you down so I can show you this pinafore dress. This particular pattern actually comes with a rounded pocket, but I've actually used the pocket off the Clio. You're not going to be able to see this very well because of the navy blue, but if I stand in the light, you can kind of see that I've used the pointed version, so the classic kind of style that you would see on a pinafore dress, whereas this one does come with a rounded pocket, which I have used on other versions. I haven't put any back pockets on. I've used some Dungaree clips which I bought from Amazon, and the buttons I already had in my stash, and then I'll pan you down a little bit more and stand back so you can see that this is fairly A-line on me, and it's quite nice that it's not too loose around here either. It sort of just skims over my hips quite nicely, as you can see, and yeah, I haven't got any pockets on the back, but I have got the seam running down the back and the seam running down the front, I believe. Have I? Or did I cut this on the fold? I can't feel it. No, I have got the seam running down the front, but it's not very visible. Yeah, but you do have the option of cutting this pattern on the fold if you don't want to have the seam line there, which is quite nice. And I have actually lined this as well and used like an anti-static lining, just so it doesn't stick to my tights, because I've got skin coloured tights on today, and I have actually just got sort of sandals on today with it because it is still fairly warm for October. But yeah, this is just a really nice pattern to sew. It fits me really well. I've made a size 12. And that just fits me straight out of the packet. In the past I've made a size 10, but I have got a little bit bigger over the last few years. Yeah, and the only thing, the thing that I have changed actually as well is this pattern actually has the straps crossover at the back like that. And when I first made it a few years ago, I just found that that was a little bit bulky and it didn't sit quite flush against my back, whereas I've used the same straps that come with the pattern, but I've just done it in the way that the Clio pattern is sewn for the straps. So just follow that. You just literally have to turn the straps the other way around because they're cut at an angle, so that they come out that way rather than going crossways. So as you can see, it's coming out like that. So yeah, just a really nice versatile pinafore that I get so much wear out of. I can dress this up, dress it down. I've got a really nice sort of navy blue blazer that I bought from New Look at Christmas last year, and it looks really nice with this, and I've worn it, you know, sort of to dress it up a little bit with the brooch on that I've got from Becky from Jazz and Wow. Yeah, and I really like how that looks, and I think it pairs nicely with so many different tops. You know, you can wear a coloured top underneath it, you can wear a stripy top, a spotty top, and just a classic navy like this one. This Coco that I've made, I've done it with the funnel neck, but as you can see, it's really quite floppy, so it doesn't really hold its shape very well. And that's because the fabric is a really sort of lightweight jersey. It's very much like a tencel, actually. It's very soft, and very, very stretchy. It stretches in all directions. So it is really comfortable to wear, but it's not as stable as you would usually make for the Coco with the funnel neck and the cuffs. I am actually thinking of taking the cuffs off and just hemming it and stitching around it, because I find that the seam is a little bit bulky where the you can kind of see the seam there. Yeah, it's just a little bit bulky. So I think I'm going to take cut the cuffs off and just hem it as a normal sleeve. So that is my pinafore dress by Bobbins and Buttons, and it's the Emily pinafore. Right, so next up we have another pinafore dress, and this is the Margo pinafore dress by Tammy Handmade, and I absolutely love this pattern. It's a really simple make. It's basically two pattern pieces, a front and a back, and it also does have a facing as well, but I have fully lined my versions. I have a number of them now, and I absolutely love wearing this for leisure and for work. And the one I have on today is my most recent one, which I made using some fabric that I got from Becky and Adele at the Fabric Obsession. It is a needle cord fabric in a navy blue with these beautiful flowers all over it. It is a really lovely fabric. It is quite lightweight, and for that reason I have fully lined this version using some acetate lining so it doesn't stick to my tights, and it also just gives a little bit of weight to the actual dress itself. I have made a straight size 12 with this one with no changes. I tell a lie, I have added a slight change by just adding a little bit of length onto the bottom of the pinafore itself. I think I've added about 2 inches, and in the future I might add another inch, just because I do find sometimes it is a little bit on the short side. If you don't add any length to it, you will certainly find that it is certainly a mini length. But it is such a versatile pinafore. I just find it's really comfy to wear, and just waving Harry off to school. And I absolutely, yeah, just love how this pinafore looks on me, and it fits just really, really nicely. And it's an A-line style, which again is absolutely perfect for me. So like I say, it's in this needle cord fabric, so it is a little bit lighter weight than the other versions that I've got, but with the lining, it works absolutely fine. And I have it on with just a plain Coco top by Tilly and the Buttons that I made, gosh, probably about 6 years ago, a long time ago. I do have a number of these in rotation in my wardrobe, and it just goes really well with like pinafore dresses and things. So without further ado, I shall pan you down so you can see. I've gone with the V-neck version again with this one. I absolutely love that version. I just think it really suits me, and it goes with lots of tops and things. I've got the pockets on the front here, and there you can see I've added the 2 inches, which just brings it to above my knee, probably about 2 inches above my knee. And I've got it on with black tights today, and just my grey ankle boots, which I wear a lot during the autumn and winter. So yeah, it just skims lovely over my hips, and I've not got too much excess at the base of my back because I do have a sway back, so I'm not too bothered about that. That's absolutely fine. But yeah, I haven't really got much more to say about this pinafore dress really, other than it is a really nice sew. If you've not made it before, definitely give it a go. It's one that I have got on high repeat in my wardrobe, and I have got quite a few versions now, a few that you will see coming up in this video, because I wear them a lot with my work outfits, and also the newer ones that I've made that you haven't seen as yet. Right, so the next pattern I'm going to share with you is the gilet that I'm wearing. So this is actually an altered make. I previously this year had made a wrap over style gilet, which I'd found a free pattern for, and I'll link that down below. And I'd also found a YouTube video showing how it was kind of constructed. And I did go ahead and do that, and I wasn't really overly pleased with how the garment had turned out. I did give it a good go. I wore it a couple of times to work, and I just really wasn't feeling how the pattern looked on me. It was quite a boxy shape. In actual fact, I'll insert a photo of what it looked like. So you can see it's quite a boxy shape, and it kind of overlapped each other, and there was a tie on the inside and a tie on the outside. And I originally had trimmed that with some white bias binding, just what I'd had in my stash, because I actually made this for So Frugal, the challenge that is ran by Sam from Frugalissima and Ruan from the Yorkshire Sew Girl. So I had found this to make as part of that challenge, and I had done a video of lots of free gilet patterns that I'd found as well, and I obviously made it and gave it a good go, but I just really wasn't feeling the pattern on me whatsoever. I felt like it looked a bit like a cleaner's tabard. The shape just wasn't quite right on me. I'd had a little bit of an issue with the armhole section here where it was really gapey, so I decided to recut it. Now, I have made in the past the now new Craft House everyday waistcoat, and I really do like that pattern. It's really quick and simple to make. So I just decided to alter this one to sort of look like that. The pattern that I'd obviously originally made for this was a little bit shorter than that pattern. So this has come a little bit shorter, but it still sits just below my natural waist. And I'm wearing it with my Colette Moneta dress that I wear it with all the time. And I wear it to work quite a lot as well. And I like the contrast of the navy blue binding that I have used this time, because I've obviously bought that to give it a bit more of a contrast. So I'll just pan you down a little bit more so you can see. I've added the ties that I originally had onto the front. And I obviously took all the bias binding off the original version that I'd made and reattached this navy blue one, which looks really nicely, and then reinserted those ties, and I really like the ties on there. So this, like I say, sits just below my natural waist, but isn't as long as the everyday waistcoat by New Craft House, but it fits much better. I've got a much better sort of armhole section here, so it doesn't actually gape too much like it was originally, and it just fits really, really nicely. So I'm really pleased that I was able to salvage this, and it does get lots and lots of wear. I wasn't able to recut this with the pattern pieces from the New Craft House everyday waistcoat. What I did was just got my old one out that I'd originally made, and then I just kind of followed the line of how the shape went down the front, and I just recut that, and then obviously unpicked all the bias binding. So it was quite a straightforward alteration to do, but I'm just glad that I was able to salvage it really. So yeah, that's this little waistcoat. Right, I'm going to share with you then two more makes, and then I think I'll leave it here for this video because I think it's getting on for about half an hour now, and I don't want to make it too long. I still have quite a lot of makes to share with you, so I'll do that in another video. But the last two makes are basically the same thing, and it's what I'm wearing. It is the Tilly and the Buttons Coco top, which is a classic Breton style top. It's got a bit of a boat neck. You can have a funnel neck version as well, and I've made mine with 3/4 length sleeves, and you can add cuffs on it as well, and it does have like two little slits at the side seams, but I haven't done that on these two versions. I've literally just sewn them all the way down the side. This is a staple in my wardrobe. I have tons of these. This is probably one of the most repeated makes that I've made, and one that gets worn ever such a lot in my everyday wardrobe because it just works with a lot of my other garments. So I'm again wearing it today with my Dungaree dress, which is by Bobbins and Buttons, and it's the Emily Pinafore, and I absolutely love that pattern. You've seen it previously in this video, and I've made a classic Breton style one with it being the navy and white stripe, and I really think that pairs really nicely. This fabric, I cannot tell you where I got it from. I can't remember. I've had it that long. It's been in my stash quite a while now, but it's quite a I'd say structured style of jersey fabric. It doesn't have tons of stretch in it, so this is a little bit more closer fitting compared to my other ones, just because it just doesn't have that much stretch in it. So it's more, I'd say, of a ponty style jersey, with not a lot of stretch. And like I say, I can't tell you where I got it from because I've had it that long, but I really like how close fitting this is actually, because it works well with pairing under things like dungaree dresses and things like that. I don't really tend to wear them just on their own really, unless I have it on with a skirt and I tuck it in. But yes, anyway, I'll pan you down. You're not going to be able to see a lot of it because it is kind of tucked into my dungaree dress. But as you can see, I've got the 3/4 length sleeves. The shoulders sit just nicely. So I've made the size 3. I should probably size up to a size 4 now, but I don't mind it being that little bit closer fitting because, like I say, I wear it under garments. But yeah, it just fits really, really nicely. And I really like how it looks with this dress. So it gets worn with dungarees as well. And under my other pinafore style dresses that aren't dungaree style. So there's not masses that I need to say about this really, because it is just a classic sort of jersey top that just goes underneath things really nicely. And I do like the higher neckline as well, but it's not too high. And if I move my hair out of the way, you can see that it is more of like a boat neck style. I know a few people have said that they don't really like the wide neck, and that it shows their bra straps off, but for me, I don't really have that problem. So the second one that I made is again another classic Breton style in a stripe, but this time it's in a wider stripe, and it is again a navy and white, but there's more white on show than there is the navy, as you can see. And this one was actually made in a loop back jersey. I don't think it's a French terry because it's not as thick as a French terry, but it's definitely a loop back because of the way the inside of the threads are, if you can see that. I don't know if you can see that at all. But this one again, I made in the size 3 again, but this one has come up a little bit bigger on me because of the stretch that is in the fabric. There's quite a lot in this one, whereas this one, if I can show you, it just doesn't really have that much. But so this one fits a lot looser. Again, I made the same size, the size 3, and yeah, all I've done is sewn it up on my sewing machine and then overlocked it afterwards, and then I've done the bits at the side. I haven't done the splits. I've just literally just sewn it all the way down, purely because I wear it under garments, tend to tuck it in my tights as well. So it just fits really nicely. So that's, yeah, another one. And I do like a classic navy and white. It does look a little bit black on screen, but it's not, it's navy and white. And when I do the neckline, what I usually do is overlock the edge of the fabric first and then just turn it over. This one I have put in some stay tape, but it's stretched out a little bit on this neckline here, which is a little bit annoying. When I press it with the iron and give it a good steam, it does tend to sit a little bit flatter, but this fabric tends to roll a little bit. It starts turning up at the edges, as you can see here. So I do need to give this one a bit of a press before I wear it, whereas this one, it doesn't crease at all, and it doesn't roll up or anything. So it's just the type of fabric depending on what it does really. But I'm just super pleased with having those two back in my wardrobe, because I used to have one of these in a similar colourway to the other one a long time ago, and that was a Ponte from John Lewis, and it got stained underneath the armpits from my deodorant, and it just bobbled a little bit, so I got rid of it, and I did miss it. So I finally got some Breton style ones back in my wardrobe, and they are on high rotation. So I think I'll leave this video here then for today, because obviously I've shared quite a few makes with you so far. A lot of them are staples, as you can see. I do wear these garments as like workhorses in my wardrobe, and I do tend to do that. I don't tend to float onto like other makes that I know I'm not going to really wear much of, unless it's for a special occasion, of course. So I will bring out another video to you soon, and I will continue to share with you the makes that I'm going to, or the makes that I've made and wear on a regular basis. So hopefully I'll do in a sort of a video in a style like this. I do have, like I say, a few summer garments that I won't be wearing, so I'll have to do maybe a sit down video with that and just share with you those makes and put pictures on the screen as I share them with you. But thank you very much for watching today. I do hope you have enjoyed it. It's been a while since I've done a makes video. Please do give this video a like and share, and subscribe if you, oh, and here's Thomas. He's come to show you his black eye. He's got a black eye. He ran into a friend, didn't you, at school yesterday? Yeah, and he's got quite the black eye. I did get a phone call at work yesterday to say that an ice pack had been applied, but he was okay. being very brave, weren't you? But yes, it did come out overnight. Quite a shiner when I picked him up yesterday. I was like, oh, blimey, look at that. Yeah, so please do subscribe. It helps my little channel to get out there to other people. And I shall see you again soon. Take care. Bye.